Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Emma D, thank you very much for being first. Hello, Mary H, Joyce Anderson, Peach Rose, Joya Moore, Carol Lund. Oh, Carol Lund, 27 months membership. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much for that. Always love your podcast. Glad to be a part of the squaddies. Thank you. Well, thank you for making it here tonight or tomorrow or whenever we come on. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Okay. I see Joan Garcia, Rose Green, Tara Lovett, Mama Janet, Kathy G, Maggie is here, Lydia Washington, Brenda Crane. Okay, and a host of friends and others. Oh, Church Nelly is here. Hey, Church Nelly, glad you're here. I thought you would be out celebrating. Um, uh-oh. Wait, why is there a space there? My goodness, I hope I did that right. Um, oh, yeah. Oh, congratulations, everyone. Check it out. We reach our goal of $25,497. Yes, the Sussex squad has done it again. Yes, and it wasn't as quick as we would hope. And well, anyway, doesn't matter. We got it, and of course, if we got it, that means Assistant League has it. So congratulations! Give yourselves a huge round of applause. And remember, even if you're not able to donate to these fundraisers, if you're able to like them or share them, subscribe them. Wait, no, that's for you want to share them, right? You could like it too, but you want to share them so that hopefully anyone else can donate. Even if you can convince your closest friends and family to donate $5 or whatever they could spare, that will help get us to where we need to be. So, again, congratulations. Another outstanding job of the Sussex squad. Wow. How great is that, huh? And of course, I posted a video earlier today about the name change. Um, so I'm not going to talk about it so much. I'll let you discover the video yourself, but I'm sorry, yourselves. But it was very interesting, I think. It was very interesting. And yeah, please do me a favor. Go ahead and watch it, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay? Or for some of you all later today. Okay. Yeah, please do watch it though, so I can get the credit for having made it. When I make those videos that are edited like that, trust me, I don't make much money from them, but it is a good way to share information and, of course, to keep receipts in a neat and orderly manner, which is why we love Duchess Royal so much, is because of the great chronological order in which she is able to make sense out of things that is hard to make sense of. She explains it so well. So, yeah, so please do watch those videos that they're not live, they are edited, and they're usually no more than 10 minutes long, sometimes 20 minutes. But anyway, you'll find them to be quite informative. So please do watch them. Um, and again, that was a topic today, was, of course, well, actually, I think it started yesterday or a day before yesterday. about the Spencer surname. I was trying to figure out whether or not that was true, but now I'm starting to think that it is some truth to it. And again, if you want the facts, do watch the video, or you could go to the Feminagra webpage and they explain. Actually, you know what? I haven't read that one myself. Yeah, I was going to play hard to get and use it tomorrow, but oh my goodness, they're doing the need to know thing too, just like People Magazine. For 5 days, headline claimed Prince Harry considered dropping his royal surname to become a Spencer. Reports leaned heavily on Daily Mail framing. That's never a good thing. So, woo! Check out the video. That's all I can say is check out the video. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, but I will tell you this much. I wasn't sure, but now I am. Did you guys know that Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, they are officially HRH? They have been HRH. Okay? Like I said, watch the video. They are HRH. Yes, they didn't want us to know it, but they are officially HRH and have been since the Queen took her last breath. I wasn't sure about that. I thought that that was something that would only have happened, you know, if they were, um, I guess, if they were, you know, only. I thought it only happened for the Cambridge children. I did not know. I didn't know. So yeah, there we go. All right. Well. Church Nelly, I wasn't sure you was gonna be here because I thought you'd be out with your friends. It is National Moonshine Day. Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, someone told me earlier it was National Moonshine Day. I had no idea. And so of course the first thing I was thinking is, where's Church Nelly? But yes, National Moonshine Day. And of course, the best moonshine comes from deep in the forest. Yeah, you have to go into the forest deep. And the best time to brew it is under the pale moonlight. That way, the revenue man can't catch up to you. And one of the best brewers of the moonshine was Granny, also known as Daisy, Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. She was one of the best purveyors of moonshine, although she referred to it as her rheumatism medicine. Yes, her good old rheumatism medicine. And the best part about it is, once you're done with the contents of the jug, you could refill it, or you can blow into it if you're part of some little ragtime band, where they be scraping on the washboard, playing the banjo and the fiddle. And of course, you blow into that moonshine jug. It's okay, long as you're not near an open flame. But yes, and of course, if if you haven't seen this before, some nice person was able to return this to Church Nelly. Seems like she left it on one of the pews one Sunday. And well, anyway, we all was wondering, why was she carrying the good book around every place she went? And that explains it right there, because you can use it to store your moonshine, your rheumatism medicine. So yeah, I think it's one of the biggest open secrets there is today is exactly what are on the pages of Church Nelly's good book. Now you know. Sharing is caring. Oh, wow. Okay, let me see here. And also, if you guys are going to be up late, remember Menopausal Moonshine Minis is open for some extra hours today because of the National Moonshine Day. So take advantage of the extended hours. Yeah, take advantage of those extended hours. And you know what? If you time it just perfect, you'll be able to see one of those famous barroom brawls. Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. Well. Look who won't have to laugh at jokes that are not funny anymore. Look who won't have to run to every possible Earthshot presentation. Look who doesn't have to spend their weekends at Highgrove. Huh? Huh? Yes, we're almost there. You guys, all of that butt kissing and boot licking has paid off. Arise, Sir David Beckham. Yes, arise, Sir David Beckham. David finally gets knighthood and Posh to be a lady. That's right. Posh is going to be a lady. I didn't know that that comes with it, but apparently it will be Sir David Beckham and Lady Posh. David Beckham to finally be knighted next week. Football legend will become Sir David, with Victoria getting the very posh title of Lady Beckham after years and 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 years of years and years of years of all those years of years and 1 year after the other year and probably a couple of decades of being snubbed, they have finally kissed their way to the top. Oh, it was shameless. I was so embarrassed for them. I was so embarrassed. I guess all those years of kissing those sausage fingers and oh, I don't even want to think of everything that was necessary to get that position. I just I hope that it didn't involve the queen consort. That's I, I hope he didn't have to go through the queen consort to get that position. Now that would be very cringe, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be very cringe. I'd rather have to go through Anne or even Charles, but ugh, I wouldn't want to have to go through that to get that position. Oh, I feel like the fluids are coming up the back of my throat just thinking about it. Anyway, he finally got it. Arise, Sir David Beckham. And of course, his wife, Victoria, Lady Victoria Beckham. Oh my goodness, now it finally makes sense. Well, I guess we can all relax. We don't have to watch this terrible performance time and time again. Jacqueline says, the monarchy is circling the drain. Will it really matter at this point? Oh, it's just disgusting. It really is. And of course, I think what probably closed the deal for him Okay, there's probably two things. Number one, his 50th birthday. I guess they want to give the old man a chance to enjoy being Sir David Beckham. And then the other is, I think maybe he and Charles bonded over their neglect of their children, allegedly. As you can see with the Brexit, the Brexit, they seem to have that in common, where they don't seem to know what to do with their son, their child. And anyway, I guess disappointing and letting down your son is probably what they bonded over. That, and of course, the fact that Charles tells all those dull, ridiculous jokes. And then David Beckham, well, he's forced to pretend like he's laughing at those dull and ridiculous, nonsensical jokes. David Beckham to finally be knighted next week. Football legend will become Sir David Beckham, with his wife Victoria getting the very posh title of Lady Beckham after years of being snubbed. And of course, as I said, there's David Beckham speaking to the Queen consort, and of course, the lady who played the Queen. Like I said, I don't even want to picture it. It's too gruesome to even think about. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, you won't be so Sir David Beckham. Yeah, I like that one. HRH, Duke of Royal Sussex. Yeah, these titles are a dime a dozen. I'll take that one. I'll take that one with a side of what do you call it? With a side of broccoli, please. Yeah, I'll take that with a side of broccoli. And of course, I don't know if this means that William is going to get as much use out of him, because I mean, to tell you, in order to make sure that he gets that title, not only did he have to kiss up to one of those Windsor guys, but he had to kiss up to both of them, some at the same time. Every time Charles needed him, he was there. Every time William needed him, he was there. Now he doesn't have to be so beholden to William, because, I mean, after all, he's got his title now. Now he can go back to Dubai and hang out over there, and line his pockets with money as much as he desires, without having to fly back for one of William's ridiculous events when he's trying to flex or whatever. It's a dirty bit of business, but anyway, you know what, guys? I'm happy for him. He's earned it. He has earned it. Um, if that is what it takes to be um, Sir David Beckham, I think he's earned it, because he definitely has put in the time. Like, speaking of time, how about that time he stood in line all those hours to say farewell to the Queen? David Beckham arrives at the start of the queue at 2 a.m. and takes him 12 hours to pay his respects to the Queen at Westminster Abbey. Now, much to his credit, they said that they offered certain people the opportunity to go to the head of the queue, which I think is reasonable for security reasons, but he refused. He refused. He wanted to portray himself as just another bloke in line to say farewell to the sovereign. Now that's why I say he earned it. That was a very wise move on his part. There are a lot of people who have done less and have gotten those titles. So, like I said, I believe he earned it. Um, to be fair, he's done a lot of philanthropy and a lot of appearances, and not just for the royal family, but he was definitely campaigning, actively campaigning for his title. And I'm sure he spent the right smart of money to get it. So whatever. I'm not gonna hate on him. I don't really care for him so much because I think he's an absolute weasel and a jerk. But I'm not gonna hate on his title. But he's just, he was such a. I remember years ago I saw him on some whatever program, and he was so middle class, No, he was so working class and so somewhat virtuous. But over time, it seems like he has become about as greasy as a pork chop. You know what I mean? Just greasy, very greasy. It's like there's oil oozing out of his pores, and I'm just like, ugh, ugh. David Beckham says he's a huge royalist, talks ties with King Charles and Prince William. You see what I'm saying? It took a lot of butt kissing to get that position. King Charles's private meeting with David Beckham after being unable to meet with son Prince Harry. So he has become a surrogate to the king. Yes, he's become a surrogate. Because William doesn't talk to Charles, don't want to have anything to do with him. And of course, Charles is acting funny so he can seem tough and decisive. So he doesn't want to have anything to do with Harry. And so who steps in? David Beckham, King Charles' surrogate son. Yes, he's been a surrogate. Now, he's been a surrogate son for Charles. I don't know what type of surrogate he's been for the Queen Consort. Like I say, it's just too gruesome to think about. It's too gruesome to think about. It'd be a shame to upchuck at this hour, right? It'd be too gruesome to think about. But and he's been a surrogate brother to William. Again, no comment. And right there, Golden Crawls. How shameless David Beckham groveled to the Queen in desperate bid to get a knighthood and said he was a new Audrey Hepburn on Instagram. Now, of course, that is from 2017, so I'm guessing they mean Queen Elizabeth. Although he used some um, very trashy language. That's why I say he's not the person that he pretends to be. Um, he has been rather greasy over the past few years. He is not that wide-eyed, all shucks and you know what I'm saying, humble person that he was so long ago. Now he is, well, he's just like the rest of them. He's become a toff. So now that he has a title, does that officially make him an aristocrat, or is he still a wannabe? Right? And does that transfer to his children? Will he be able to? Does this go to his children in some kind of way? Will his daughters be countess and his son count or anything? I wonder about that. Well, so far they're only saying that the he and Victoria get to use some kind of title. So I'm just curious about that. I really don't know much about how that works when someone is bestowed the title Sir or Dame or whatever. He'll always be a wannabe. Yeah, he's so phony now. I mean, oh my God, I can't stand him. He's such a weasel. Ugh, yuck. Now, this appears to be the reaction when Charles was out and he heard about the Sussex baby mama. When he heard about the Sussex baby mama video, it seemed to have taken him aback a bit. And well, anyway, you could see how his jowls are hanging. Um, I guess the news of it caused his jowls to just kind of drop down. Uh, uh, well, listen, you guys. I know that there are some squatties who were rather surprised, to put it mildly, about um, the video that was posted yesterday. But I just would like to give it some kind of context by sharing with you that this is a thing. This, you know, dancing and shaking and moving around to help induce labor. This has happened a lot, and people have recorded um, the dance ritual, and it includes the baby mama song. So um, I guess I'm only trying to say is try to get with the times that we're in, not that ideal version of time, um, from the past, but which wasn't so ideal for everyone. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm saying, don't be a prude. This is kind of a trend, and the Sussexes are still young enough to enjoy each other's company. They're still young enough to enjoy a laugh and to not take themselves so serious. And as I said yesterday, I am so glad and I am so pleased that the Sussexes feel secure enough that they can have that kind of fun, that they can express themselves without worrying about who gets offended and what are they going to say in the Royal Rota. It's reassuring that that they can you know that they can be silly together. It is reassuring that they can do that. And they should be able to do that without worrying about what people are thinking and what they're going to say. And yeah, live and let live. That's what I'm trying to say. Live and let live. Don't worry about what other people think. And I know some people may very well not um, care so much that they were doing it, but it's like, you maybe you're caring too much about what the haters are going to say. So I can't tell you how you're supposed to feel or how you should respond, but they're young, they're having fun. And as I said, this is not just an isolated thing. This is something that is a trend for people who want to have this baby and get it over with. So that's all I'm going to say. But you have a right to your feelings. Um, but I rather enjoyed it, and again, I am most excited about the freedom that they have to express themselves any way they choose. And that being said, um, one of the squatties posted this: types of royalist headaches, migraines, hypertension, stress, and seeing Harry and Meghan happy. Those are the four principal types of headaches that people suffer. Um, I guess the Sussex happiness induces these like headaches that go from the neck up. I mean, there's no front, back, or lobe, middles, right or left brain is all over the place. It's not coming from the eyes. It's not coming from the sinuses. It is a complete takeover of the cranial mass, an inducement of pain and suffering like the world has never known. That is what happens because the Sussexes dare enjoy themselves. Now, I put together a little presentation about cringe. I'm going to do William today, and hopefully, I'm a little absent minded. I hope I don't forget to do Kate tomorrow. I mean, there's so much material, I could not possibly do them both in the same day. Um, God, I sound like David Beckham. It's just so much royal, I couldn't possibly do them both. It's just so many royals. They're so royal, I couldn't possibly do them both in the same day. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to think about it. Uh, uh, anyway, whatever that means. Um, okay, I'm being silly. Let me get serious. I'm being silly. Now, like I said, waste of time. They are so cringe. They're so cringe. I think one of the definitions of cringe is when you show up in a Commonwealth company dressed in your um, colonizer couture, right? When you show up in a former colony, a matter of fact, a country that was built from the transatlantic slave trade, when you show up dressed like this old colonizer or colonizers, that's a problem. That is a problem. And it's a mistake of their own making. They were so insistent that they wanted to do the Lizzie and what's his name, Philip 2.0, that they didn't want to have to think about it. They had absolutely no input. They left everything to their staff with the orders of make us look like my grandparents, okay? And they were like, okay, big mistake. Or how about this for very cringy? Sussex Soldier pointed out, as a matter of fact, credit Sussex Soldier for taking me down this path today because I was just like, you know what? That is cringy. It's funny to see that the same people who applauded and defended the activity, you see their video of Kate and William, are crying about two people shaking their hips. Is clearly not about the dance. It's about them happy, her happy, him happy, and them enjoying life. So again, this is the definition of cringe as the children look on. Or how about over here on the right? He can't even act like he wants to be there for 5 minutes. The Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, and Prince William, Kensington Palace. Yeah, can't even pretend like she wants to be there or he wants to be there. Cringe, cringe, cringe. So embarrassing, mom and dad. Princess Charlotte, hilarious reaction to Prince William kissing Kate. Middleton leaves Royals fans in stitches. No, it left people cringing and it was embarrassing. Or how about that cringe-worthy moment? William shaking his moneymaker down in Belize. Or how about the when he went skiing that time? Remember he went skiing and he was in the club uh, harassing the DJ. All of that was so cringe-worthy. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can grab that cringe-worthy moment. Where is that cringe-worthy moment? Let me see. Remember that moment when they lost half the Commonwealth? When William was shaking his moneymaker? Ugh, that was cringe. Yeah, now that was cringe. And when William was at that ski resort, look at him back there dancing like somebody daddy. And this girl right here, she's saying what everybody else was thinking. She was saying what everybody else was thinking, but she said it with her eyes. And the other one, she just looked away with shame. I mean, it was just. Or how about William's weird stretching regimen that he does when he's trying to be athletic? Or how about his choice of swimwear? Huh? Or how about his equerry? His equerry, Rob Dixon, his equerry, only to be replaced by another bearded equerry. Now, I'm not saying that that's cringeworthy, but I'm just saying it is rather awkward, isn't it? That he surrounds himself with beards, only to grow a beard. It's just cringy. Or how about that time that he embraced Mike Tyndall so close and so deep that he literally dug his nails in his back? Huh? Is that cringy? That's kind of weird. That's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of. Or how about when he ran and it looked like he was dislocated his knees? He and Kate both look like they dislocated their knees. Why do they look like some kind of chalk outline at a crime scene? Huh? What is going on with those hips of his? Well, I mean, I guess I don't need to ask the question. Anybody who can dance like this can run like that. Yeah, if you could dance like this, I guess you can run like that. Yes, now it makes sense to me. If you can dance like this, you can run like that. Now I get it. At first, I was kind of like, I don't get it. I get it now. Now all is understood. If one is able to dance like, you can run like that. And as a result, you look like a chalk outline of a crime scene. It's like all you're waiting for is the detectives to finish taking their pictures and yeah, that's so strange, right? When I saw it, I'm just like, where have I seen that before? And then I started thinking about every cop show that I've ever seen. Yes, the chalk outline. Now it makes sense to me. And of course, cringe, cringe, cringe. Cringe, cringe, cringe. Yes, yes, yes. You know, they spend so much time trying to assign the friendship to Prince Harry, but it seems like it wasn't Harry that was the one that he was closest to. It seemed like he and William had a language of their own. What it was, I don't know, but it looked like somebody had plans and schemes. Oh, what about that time when the future king of the United Kingdom, um, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and a few territories here and there. How about that time that he actually stood around a bunch of pensioners that happened to be black? He stood around a bunch of black pensioners and asked if who grabbed his butt. Remember that? He was wondering who grabbed his butt, and everybody was so polite to laugh, even though it was absolutely what? Cringe, cringy. This obsession that he has with his behind is absolutely cringy. Like I say, I'll get to his wife tomorrow. Or what about that time when he was doing the BBC One radio and they asked him which was the favorite emoji that they used? And his response, is this a family one? He wanted to know whether or not this was a family show. By the way, that eggplant, that aubergine, that was the way the BBC posted that image. I did not do it. The BBC did it. And of course, his answer was, it would have been the aubergine, but I'm saying now whatever he said. But yeah, he wanted to know, is this a family show? Is this clean thing or whatever? And then, of course, that's when he started talking eggplant, much to the horror and the shock of everyone present. Now, I got a theory about this. This and this was supposed to be a big viral moment. You understand what I'm saying? Now, either this came from his own weird, twisted mind, or he and the courtiers, his image people, thought that this was going to be a big viral moment and everybody was going to have such a big laugh. Oh, what fun. He's so clever. But instead, it was just disgusting. And so was this. That's what I'm talking about when I say cringe. Or how about this moment? Okay, is this the cringe greatest hits or what? How about when he asked these women who made a movie about the dangers of dating or something thereabouts, and he asked them if they had fun making the movie, right? About someone being in a situation that quickly turned into a police matter. And he wants to know, did you have fun making the movie? And look at him laughing, just like a psychopath, laughing like a lunatic. And they had the nerves to sit up there today and go on and on about Meghan and Harry when moments like this has happened and it got very little notice. Or how about when he said his mom was paranoid? and not in command of her faculties in so many words, right? Perfect storm, royal misjudged Caribbean tour, critics say. Yeah, I should have used that one earlier, but still, it is applicable wherever it is in this. It's not in chronological order, so it doesn't matter. But the point is cringe, cringe, cringe. Or this uncomfortable moment where he's always leaning in with that face that reminds you of the Joker. I mean, there are so many moments where not only himself, but also his wife, they put those big adult aged up faces all in the faces of young people leaning in and getting close and trying to be buddy buddy. That's is awkward and uncomfortable. Also, this obsession that he has where he pretends like he does not like for his wife to pat him on the bottom. I think for both their parts is absolutely disturbing. This little game that they play, and like I said, I'll get to her tomorrow. This little game that they play, it's just sick. I think that given their positions, given their roles, they should not carry on like this. I mean, you're the next king and queen, for goodness sakes. Why all of this patting on the rump stuff? What are you trying to tell us? Even at the BAFTA Awards, where nobody ever applauds their entrance, they are doing this patty cake stuff. And then he pretends like it's so disturbing. And of course, as I said, his ability to stretch in such a vulgar way that you cannot look away from it. You cannot look away. And thank you to the squatty who informed me that in German, Knopf means doorknob. You know what? A Knopf is in German. This is a German word for knob. Everybody can use it if he or she wants to. Yeah, I guess that is translated everybody gets a turn. Just like a doorknob, everybody gets just like a doorknob, everybody gets a turn. All of that stretching and contorting himself. What is he about to do? He's not even in an athletic outfit. If you're just on a royal outing, right? Or whatever this must have been, you were not dressed up in athletic clothes. So this is a very casual event for you. What do you need to do all that stretching for? Why are you doing all that stretching? It doesn't make sense. Or how about that? Well, again, I'm going to get to her tomorrow, so I'll just save that one. Or what about when you leap off the plane so you can go and greet one of your distant cousins and you leave your heavily pregnant wife at the top step of the plane? I mean, there's his wife. She's heavily pregnant. And what does he do? He leaps off the plane like he's in some kind of pirate movie, jumping from one side of the deck to the other. And he leaves his heavily pregnant wife at the top of the steps. Now that's cringeworthy, isn't it? Who does such a thing? Willie, that's who. I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is your wife carrying one of the heirs to the throne, and you jump up like somebody just put a Motown record on and run for it. What is wrong with you? Or let me share another bit of cringe with you. This. How about some people are just out for a walk or riding their bikes or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden, you and Mumbles get all over their case, accusing them of trying to take pictures of your kids. Remember that? He was incandescent with rage. And he was so bothered by this video, they had to take it down. Someone had posted the video, and Kensington Palace did their cease and desist, and they had to take it down. Or what about that cringe on the left side there? This is another one of those things you can almost never find it because, well, anyway, the tabloids, I don't think they even ran that article, but what is going on there? Remember, according to the Crown, Harry was leading him astray, right? I bet you Harry's not even at that party. He's not even there. It looks like he's in college. And there he is with his own drink in his own hand. Connie Bomber! Hey, Connie Bomber. And then on the right side, how about that cringeworthy moment where he blamed African population growth for the wildlife, the loss of wilderness, not the colonizers with all of their mining and oil exploration and such. He's blaming the Africans for loss of habitat, even though Africa per square meter, per square mile, is one of the least densely populated places in the world, or continents in the world. The most densely populated continent is Europe, which is really part of Asia, is Europe. That's where you get the highest concentration of people. But who do we blame? We're blaming the Africans. And of course, last but not least, cringy, how about when he made a big joke about the global pandemic? Remember when they were speaking about this could be a possible global pandemic? What does he do? He goes to something, I think where did they go? Did they go to Northern Ireland or something? And he's like, by the way, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are spreading it, allegedly. He says, I bet everyone's like, I've got that virus. I'm dying. That's what he said. He laughed about it. It was a big joke. And of course, being a, what is he, a global, global global something. I keep forgetting what he says. He is. He's moving to his global instigator. No, that's not it. Global leader or whatever. Anyway, he's so global that he's cracking jokes about a pandemic. So again, these are my favorite cringeworthy moments for Prince William, also known as the Duke of Cambridge. Those are his most cringe worthiest moments in his royal life. There's more, but I'm not going to get to those. But yeah, he's had some moments, and yet we're supposed to be outraged with Harry and Meghan because they dare enjoy their lives. They dare enjoy building a family together. Make that make sense. when you got the likes of Will and Kate embarrassing their country. I would much rather see the Sussexes do their dance than to watch William shake his moneymaker. Let me see, where is that at? Let me grab that one. All right, you guys. I know you won't believe this, but guess what? I'm done. I am done. Again, I did make a video earlier today. Make sure you go and check it out. It is Harry and Meghan Spencer. Well, actually, that's not the title of the video, but let me grab the link for you. You can watch it right now if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I am done. I'm going to stick around and look at a few of your comments before I go. But okay, here is the link right here. And I'll pin it to the top of the chat. There we go. That is the link at the top of the chat. So once again, oh, thank you, Hazel Jones has seen it already. Well, we're going to discuss it tomorrow. So if you can check it out, we'll discuss it tomorrow. There was only one flaw in that whole thing, and that was when they said that Harry and Meghan were not had gave up their HRH when they left the UK. That is not true. They promised not to use it for commerce or trade or in some kind of official capacity. But anyway, we already talked about that. Also, at the end of the video, there's a little bonus footage that explains their titles, which I added to the end. It's like the last 2 minutes. So again, it's only like an 8.5 minute video. It's not that long, 8.5 minutes. Again, the link is at the top of the chat. Okay. Let me see. Harry doing the slide, and all you just got to love Harry and May. Yes, I thought it was so cute and adorable. Oh, thank you very much, Lit for Sussex. I have decided I'm going to do some of my edited videos again. With everything that was happening last fall and the first of the year, It's been taking me a while to get back to my old self, but I think I'm just about there. So I can start working on my edited videos again. Let's see here. Yeah, David Beckham is finally Sir David. I think he deserves it. He put in the work. Um, Even though I cannot stand him because he's such a weasel. Um, what can I say? You get what you pay for. As a matter of fact, that was why, let me see, you may have noticed that in the background, I used the pound notes. As you can see, the background is the pound because I'm just like, you know what? Somebody spent a lot of money to get that position. Hey, Anastasia, thanks for being here. Yes, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. Please hit that like button. And don't forget tomorrow, um, I'm going to do my Kate cringe, which means that, well, anyway, the Kate video may not be all it's cracked up to. It may not be all that it's cracked up to be, but but I'm going to get cracking on it as soon as I'm done. I'm going to get cracking on it. Get it? Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Talking about what make Kate so cringy is not all that it's cracked up to be. Oh, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So anyway, I'm gonna get cracking on that. And yeah. Okay, that's too much. Is that too much? Well, yeah, you guys, I didn't know that Lilybet and Archie were HRH. You know, I didn't know that for certain, but now I am sure of it because of the video that I made earlier. I do believe that the you know that they have their HRH titles intact. And all it took was the queen to go to the other side for that to happen. Joy Moore, thank you very much. Hit it, William. uh yeah, that is cringy. Wow, 29 million views? Shut the front door. Well, Meghan's following has increased by, I think, 500,000. I think she's got 500,000 new people following her. Yeah, it was 3.1 million. Now it's 3.5. Earlier it was 3.4. So there's 500,000 new followers to her Instagram. So Que sera, sera. 500,000 new followers to her Instagram. I'm very happy. Hey, when is Meghan supposed to go to that to the Natural History Museum? You know, I forgot. Let me see here. Does anybody remember? Is it the 12th? Anybody remember the baby? The baby. I was about to say the Baby History Museum. Oh, June 14th. Thank you. June the 14th. Thank you very much. Oh, so we just have to wait, what, 13 days? Is that right? No, not 13. More like 8. 8 or 9. I got a feeling Harry's not going to be there. Or maybe he will. I don't know. I just got that feeling like something's coming up for him as well. But yeah, I have that feeling that we have not seen the last of the Sussexes dancing. We've seen them in concert dancing, but I think, and yeah, we have not seen the last of them dancing. I think Harry danced much better at the hospital than he did at the Beyonce concert that first time. Because you remember when he was at the Beyonce concert, he was doing the Uncle Jed and he was doing the funky four corners. Looked like he was doing a little cabbage patch. He did the stanky leg. But when he was at the hospital, I thought he was decidedly more hip hop. Yeah, I think the hospital dance was more hip hop, more current. But when he was at the Beyonce concert, when he was doing the stanky leg and the Uncle Jed, I thought, that's it's a bit tamed. I didn't think it was as cool as the um, the maternity ward. He was doing that maternity ward hustle. No, the maternity ward shuffle. That's what we'll call his dance, the maternity ward shuffle. And Meghan, I didn't know Meghan had moves like that. But hey, when you're ready for the baby to come, you're ready for the baby to come. So you got to do what you got to do. Yep. Harry was doing the Uncle Jed, the funky four corners, doing the what do you call it? Um oh gosh, what did I just say? But anyway, he was doing all them dances. The stanky leg. He was doing that stanky leg. Not bad. Not bad. But I think he really outdid himself in the maternity ward. No wonder he was so proud to share it. When you're in love and you're secure with yourself and you're enjoying your life, you just don't care, right? You don't get embarrassed. You just don't care. You enjoy your life. None of this would have been possible had he stayed over there. And like he said in his book, that there was no worry about the press or what else? Protocol, none of that stuff. He said there was nothing but love in the room. Let me see if I can find that. Nothing but love in the room. See there? It was slightly easier this time, maybe because we were an ocean away from the old chaos and stress. When the big day came, we were both sure, calmer, steadier. What bliss, we said, not having to worry about timing, protocols, journalists at the front gate. We drove calmly, sanely to the hospital, where our bodyguards once again fed us. This time, they brought burgers and fries from In N Out and fajitas from the local Mexican restaurant for Meg. We ate and ate, and then we did the baby mama dance around the hospital room. Nothing but joy and love in that room. Still, after many hours, Meg asked the doctor, when? Soon? We're close? This time, I didn't touch the laughing gas because there was none. I was fully present. I was with Meg through every push that I wanted. When the doctor said it was a matter of minutes, I told Meg that I wanted mine to be the first face our little girl saw. We knew we were having a daughter. Isn't it beautiful? Lex says, what are the royals hiding? Why did they let the Guardian article come out? Is it to distract from the gifts that they take? It's always a money scandal. I don't know. I don't know. I was surprised. I was surprised that the Guardian broke that story. I was surprised. I was looking at that. I'm just like, what? And that it involved the Earl Spencer, right? And I think the Earl Spencer makes the rest of the Left Behind Royals nervous, considering that the Spencers are more, shall we say, regal than most of the royal family. Got a message from the Queen. Let me get the Queen's intro. Let me cue up the Queen's intro. Okay, here goes. I, Queen Elizabeth II, ruler of the United Kingdom, and waxy build-up floor. And waxy build-up floors in Buckingham Palace, do hereby declare I'm into my royal twerking. You see, Camilla, look at my royal drawers. Philip, make it rain on me. Well, Your Majesty, I didn't know that you were, into that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for the message from the great beyond. I guess you never really know a monarch, do you? I guess you never really know a monarch. And thank you, Sean, for communicating with the late Queen from the great beyond, because honestly, she didn't talk this much when she was alive. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Yep. I had no idea. I just assumed, but well, that's our Queen Elizabeth. Burn a phone and twerking. That's our Queen Elizabeth. Let me see. It does look like they don't get along, but she has gobbled way too much. uh yeah, you know what I said? I think that house next door is so that the kids will have equal uh what do you call it? Inheritance. That's why they got that house next door, is so that when she's gone, both of her kids will come up almost equally. Also, I'm wondering if Charles is going to bestow some type of titles on those kids before he goes into the um the cooler, into the storm cellar in the basement of the St. George Chapel. I'm wondering if he's going to bestow some titles on those kids. I mean, could he have done so already and it just has not been spoken about? I mean, it is up to him to do that. And he can't leave it in his will. He would have to do it while he's here. So while he's alive. So I wouldn't be surprised if her kids didn't get some type of title, especially seeing that he just um, helped David Beckham come up. You know what I mean? But maybe the kids don't want titles. Maybe they just want money. Maybe. What is she going to shake? I mean, she could, but what is she going to shake? What would she shake? It'd be like somebody waving a ironing board or an emery board or something. Like someone shaking a piece of plywood. What would we see? I think that's why her legs look so long, is because she ain't got no behind. Yeah, they have a cellar. They all go into that um, storm cellar at the St. George Chapel. It's like a little addition that was built on back in the '60s, I think. Joan Garcia, I still hear haters throwing stuff against the wall. Yes, they are so upset. I don't get why they're so triggered by that. I think it's not so much the dance, it's the fact that the Sussexes are enjoying their lives. That's just like every time that Michelle Obama, every time she danced, the critics had a fit about it. The right wing would implode. Thank you, Joan Garcia. Yeah, the right wing would implode. And did you guys see lately? Michelle Obama has enjoyed some self-deprecating humor about her life at the White House and everything, and they're so upset. And I told y'all a long time ago, I feel very strongly that one of the tenets of being racist is that you have to get outraged every time you see a woman of color, in particular a black woman, living a very comfortable life, living that soft, rich life. anything that looks like wealth and abundance is a major, major turnoff to those people. Major turnoff. Um, when Oprah jokes about, oh, and that's when somebody had the Oprah conversation with them. She's speaking of it as a third person. And I think it's funny. I love when Oprah enjoys her money. I love when anybody enjoys their money. I've even defended Jeff Bezos. Go enjoy your money. That is the American way. There's no shame in being successful. Of course, there is legitimate criticism for, mistreating people, but enjoy your money. That's what it's there for. And nobody is supposed to tell you how to spend it. But is certain people can make fun of themselves and certain people can't. Donald Trump can have fun with his money, but other people can't. Donald Trump laughs and jokes about gaming the system and not paying any tax. And it was okay. What did it get him? The White House. But Michelle Obama, she can't even have a laugh about her time in the White House, about the lack of privacy and such. They say, oh, she's so entitled and she's so, what do they say, clueless, and she's being so woke and all of those things. She's so entitled. When the Obamas was in the White House was finally accessible to a lot of people who normally was not interested in the White House, who felt a certain amount of pain because of where the house how the house was built. And finally, because of the Obamas, more people felt available to feel proud of their country, proud of the institutions that govern the country. That was the first time for some people. A lot of people didn't even feel like this was their country. But you can see Michelle Obama is in a good place because she's enjoying herself. You can see Meghan is in a good place. She's enjoying herself. Whereas before, people would make you, will keep keep you feeling guarded at all times, make you feel anxious and uncertain that you can say things or enjoy yourselves. But that's the whole point of that dance, is freedom. That was a freedom dance. That was a freedom dance, that they were able to share it and then go to bed feeling good about themselves. That dance represents freedom. And anybody who doesn't get that, I'll just say this: think about it. Don't answer now, but think about it. Think about what that dance must have meant to them. Not how it feels to you, but how it landed for them. How it landed for them. Don't feel anxious or embarrassed for them, because they're not. They're enjoying their lives. Oh, okay. That you got a point there. You got a point there. Oh, speaking of which, you guys, I'm going to say this before I go. Did you guys see that there is um a big conflict with the occupant of the White House and his friend, the South African businessman friend. I don't even want to say his name, but you know, that South African businessman, the one who likes to put things in space. And I ain't talking about Jeff Bezos either. I'm talking about the one with the electric car company. Have you guys seen that they are at war with each other? And the I'm just going to call him the space cowboy. The space cowboy who rides around in electric horses, he actually mentioned his friend in the White House and the one we were just talking about, that he went to that island too. And and I do apologize if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to get flagged because with everything that's going on, I just don't want that scrutiny right now. But oh, they were going at it hot and heavy. They were going at it hot and heavy. I was like, my goodness. And you know what was so funny is that the occupant of the White House said that he knew that it was probably going to get worse. He knew it was going to get worse. And was he ever right? It got much worse. So, um, I tell you what, I hope they tear each other down. I hope they both tear each other down. It's what they deserve, both of them. They deserve each other. Can you guys hear my chair? Well, another one bites the dust. How long is this chair going to last? You say the bromance is over? Yeah, I'm telling you, it got so ugly. I was looking at that and I'm just like, my goodness, we should be talking about Sir David Beckham. That should be the headline. But instead, they're talking about those two. And then you guys don't even get me started with Ukraine. Did you all see what Ukraine did? Ukraine pulled a Houdini. They did something I'm telling you, it was more impressive than anything that David Copperfield could have done. I was looking at that today. I couldn't stop looking at it. I'm like, what the? I couldn't believe it. And I mean to tell you, they really dealt them a blow. 40 planes. And these planes were, I'm going to say, like about the distance between Los Angeles and New York. That's how far behind the border they were. And somehow they managed to get what they needed in place and they unleashed hell. You got that right. You got that right. And they went after the bridge again. I was like, these people are not playing. These people are not playing around. So, yeah, that happened. I was just, I'm in awe. I couldn't stop looking at it. I could not stop looking at it. Well, it's going to be an interesting 24 hours for the occupant of the White House and the space cowboy, Captain Jerk. Oh, I like that one. I just made that up, Captain Jerk. Get it instead of Captain Kirk, Captain Jerk. Okay, you guys, if there's nothing else, hmm. Well, yeah, it I don't know if that was sensible to publicly shame them like that. I mean, it's bad enough that they actually did the things that they did, but I tell you, um, it may not have been Ukraine that told the story. Remember, um, Putin has a lot of enemies, right? And some of those people who hope to rise to power, they know Putin is not going to live forever. So I'm pretty sure that either way, that information would have gotten out. Um, because if you think that what's going on with the space cowboy, Captain Jerk, and the occupant of the White House is treacherous, what's happening to the government in Russia right now, um, they're doing the blame game. The military is suspicious of the intelligence people, and the intelligence people are suspicious of the military. They're both blaming each other for this. So, and then on top of that, Putin has not appeared for the past couple of days, which is a bad sign because that means that they're putting together some kind of response. So they say it was over a year of planning to do this. And just briefly, if you don't know what this is, they moved some drones into areas around 4 different military bases, and the drones were in the ceiling of trucks, of trailers, like a 18-wheel trailer or whatever, a lorry, if you will. They were in the cargo area, and they put them in the roof of the cargo, and they had a design where they would slide open and release the drones. And the drones, I think they were pretty autonomous at a certain point, meaning that they could not block the signal. Either that or they used a different kind of signal. Some people said they may have used these cell phone signals in Russia. They may have used their own signals against them, but somehow they were able to coordinate this attack, and multiple platforms were launched, all well opened at the same time. And they said some of the drones would just take off like a helicopter. And then they had some that would shoot out of the truck like a aircraft on an aircraft carrier, where it has the thing that, anyway, it was very impressive. It was very impressive. I think that anybody who doubted or had any doubts about the capability of drones, like, they're only so capable. This goes to show that if someone launched a full scale, you know, unleashing of hell someplace attack, there would not be a lot that people could do about it except run. So, because they managed to even overcome the jamming devices that they could employ, or is it deploy? Anyway, they couldn't even jam the signal. They even had a way to keep the drones charged. They even had like auxiliary batteries to charge the drones. It was it was like it was like watching a concert. Everybody had a role to play. Everybody had their instruments or whatever, and it wasn't flawless, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close, and people on the ground actually tried to stop it. They were throwing rocks. They were shooting in the air and all that kind of stuff. And there was a certain redundancy that meant whatever you do, they were still going to do a lot of damage. So that was incredible to witness. Yep, that was incredible. Yeah, Zelensky has that what is it? The has that BD energy right now, and especially after the way he was treated at the White House, um, he kind of needed this moment to show um, that they still got it. But that is definitely BD energy. Oh yeah, they don't use the elevators all the time, right? Yes, there's an epidemic of that in Mother Russia, where sometimes people leave the building and they don't bother to use the steps or the elevator. Usually after some, you know, after an unidentified person or persons enter their flat, instead of using the steps like everybody else or the elevator, they decide, you know what? I'll just go out that window head first. There's an epidemic of that over there. Yeah, they were bracing themselves at the White House because they assumed that there was going to be more to come. And I don't follow that person on Twitter, but I'm afraid to block them because I don't want them, I don't want to be noticed. If I see something, I see it. And I definitely saw it. And they are spilling some tea. They're definitely spilling some tea. Lots of tea. Cold brew. Yeah, cold brew tea. They are spilling lots of tea. Oh, Shola has a new video. It came out 12 hours ago. Meghan haters losing their mind over her baby mama dance has me laughing out loud. The usual suspects Hoghead, Pierce Morgan, Sarah Vine, Angela Levin. Oh God, I would pay good money to hear her right now. Camilla Tominey. Oh, the clapback to the Royal News Network had me in stitches. Their reaction to Meghan and Harry is so predictable. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that one. Uh-oh. Let me see. And y'all know that man that I was just talking about, Captain Jerk, the space cowboy. Y'all know he gonna be up all night. He don't really sleep that much, but then neither does the other one. Well, as a reaction to everything, Starlink is giving 1 month free service to new and existing users in wildfire affected areas of Canada. That came out 4 hours ago. Oh, this man has been tweeting and tweeting all day. I'm talking about the Captain Jerk. Okay, and they're showing they shared a video of the occupant of the White House at a party with that man who never made it out of jail. Y'all know which one I'm talking about, the one that never made it out of jail. He was room temperature when they took him out of there. I don't want to say his name. Yeah, but he said it's time to drop the big, you know what? Um, and he said something about the man in the White House is in those files. You know which files I'm talking about, right? That was one of the things he said today. Well, well, well. E-Man. Okay, I like that one. Oh, is he on the front page? Well, I know he's. Let me see. Was he on the front page of the Sun? Well, they're in People magazine. King Charles and David Beckham are teaming up. Oh no, that's June the 1st. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Let me see. I have to get used to saying Sir David Beckham or Sir Kiss 'em up 'em. Sir Kiss 'em up 'em. Sir Kiss 'em up 'em. What'd you say? The girlies are fighting, huh? Well, yeah, they wanted those planes, and of course, um, they didn't want to. And the thing is that um, there's like what 9 countries that have nukes, right? 9 countries. The reason why Ukraine doesn't have any is because they gave them up after the fall of the Berlin Wall and everything. The U.S. and Russia made a deal with Ukraine that if they give up those weapons in exchange for a promise of security, meaning that the US and the USSR, formerly USSR, now Russia, um, that they would guarantee peace for them, right? It was a peace treaty to make sure that they never felt threatened by anybody and that the US and US, well, the Russians were part of the deal. They promised give up those weapons so that way it would be one less country to worry about. And so they gave them up. They gave them up. But when Russia took Crimea, when Russia took Crimea, that was, you know, that was not right because Crimea was a gift to Ukraine, and I believe it was from Nikita Khrushchev for their loyalty to the USSR, right? So that territory was a gift to Ukraine. And so Putin decided to take it back because it gives them access to what, the Black Sea or whatever. But whatever it is, they wanted that access, and that was not right for them to do that. And Russia was already paying Ukraine to lease the land that they use for their navy and their military or whatever. They were paying a lease to Ukraine. Now they just took it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you. Love you guys. I will see you all next time. Um, Again, pray for everyone who's struggling with their health right now. Um, it is a very interesting time that we're in. So pray for the world, pray for the Sussexes, and pray for each other, your families, and everyone. Put all of that prayer and positive energy out there to protect or comfort the people we love. That's very important. It's important for us to do it, just as it is important for them to receive the benefit of it. It benefits us to do that as well. So, yeah, I think that's it. I've always wanted to go to Ukraine. I wanted to go to Odessa because I like that name, Odessa, and I wanted to go to Kiev. I like all those little onion dome churches and everything. I thought the architecture was really interesting, and all of those icons and stuff like that. So on my bucket list, I had Kiev, Odessa, and then also I wanted to go to St. Petersburg and Moscow. Those were the four that was on my bucket list. Prague was on my bucket list too, but I went to Prague already. Um, and I went to Budapest. But I used to dream about going to Eastern Europe because, growing up with all the spy movies and everything, it always seems so exciting and so forbidden to go to Eastern Europe and all that kind of stuff. Um, so I always wanted to go, but I didn't get a chance to go as far as I really wanted to. Now I don't think I'll ever have the chance because, Russia has changed a lot and people have become very hostile to outsiders, and especially black people is just not a good idea right there now. Um, and then as for Ukraine, well, we saw how that worked out. When the going got tough, the tough got racist, didn't they? So, in either case, I'm not blaming everybody in the country, but I just don't want to get in the middle of something. Um, oh, Croatia. I want to go to, what's the name of that place? Is it Split? Split, Croatia? Croatia is beautiful. You get all the romantic charm of Italy, but it's so much less expensive. Croatia, for a long time, was like the best kept secret, but now the secret's out and everybody's going to Croatia. Yep, you can save a lot of money in Croatia. Okay, cheers, everyone. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space, and I will see you all next time.